Hi, my name's Mara Musial, and the sport I chose to do was cricket. Cricket's a sport that's gaining popularity around the world, primarily in parts of Europe, India, Africa, and Australia. Cricket was developed in the 13th century by a few British country boys. The boys bowled a ball at a tree stump or the gate of their sheep pen, and they actually named the crossbar of their gate the bail, and the gate itself was named the wicket. So the bail was placed on top of the wicket. And the original ball of the game was said to actually be a stone, and the bat was a sharpened branch of a tree. It looked somewhat like today's hockey stick. The primary concept of cricket is to score points. So there are typically two teams that consist of 11 players each, and the teams are then placed to either bowl, which like in the United States, like similar to baseball, it would be described as pitching, or the teams can be batting. And the teams can score points by hitting and breaking one of the wickets so that the bail falls, or by gaining a run. Kind of like baseball, but obviously in baseball you don't hit a wicket to break a bail. The rules of cricket are to hit the wicket with the ball, so the wicket, like I said, is supposed to break and the bail falls, so you can get a point by doing that. Then there's an umpire, similar to the United States' baseball, that stands behind the batter to catch the ball in case the batter misses, and then would toss the ball back to the bowler to give the batter another chance to hit the ball. The International Cricket Council, or the ICC, is cricket's primary global governing body. The council represents 105 members and is made up of 12 full members and 92 associate members. And the full members play test matches of cricket, and the entire council organizes all of cricket's major tournaments, such as the World Cup, and it sets up like games between nations so they can play cricket themselves. Cricket's primarily played in England, Australia, India, Pakistan, the West Indies, the British Isles, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, New Zealand, and South Africa. However, obviously there are a lot more countries that cricket's played. They're just the most popular ones. These are the participation rates of cricket around the world. It's most popular in India, followed by Pakistan and Sri Lanka. And then there are a bunch of countries where it's actually not that popular at all, and they were ranked as ones, which I thought was pretty interesting just because of how common cricket actually seems to be. So those countries, as you can see, are Mauritius, Malaysia, Poland, Nigeria, Norway, Taiwan, Ghana, South Korea, Sudan, the Netherlands, Sweden, Yemen, Switzerland, the Philippines, Panama, Denmark, Germany, and Lebanon. So these are the main events of cricket. Obviously the most popular one is the Cricket World Cup, and it's played every 4 years, actually kind of similar to how we have like the Winter and Summer Olympics. And the ICC Champions Trophy, this T20 World Cup, the Ashes Series, the Champions League 20, Indian Premier League, NatWest Series, Border Gavaskar Trophy, the Asia Cup, and the Commonwealth Bank Series are also popular events in cricket. And then they have like their everyday matches, like how we have like regular season like football games, soccer games, baseball games, like, stuff like that. These are the cricket World Cup results from 1975 until 2019, and what I thought was really interesting about this was Australia is the first and only country to have won 3 consecutive Cricket World Cups. Cricket was first broadcasted on the radio in 1924 and still remains to be broadcasted on the radio today in 2019. And the sport began to be televised in the 1950s and is commonly covered by television stations in countries which it's played. The Cricket World Cup is actually pretty much covered everywhere. And it's the most popular covered event in the cricket world, and is covered by social media, radio stations, television stations, and a lot of news stations in the countries in which it's played. There are 16 companies that are cricket's main sponsors, and these sponsors sponsor the ICC and are advertised during the World Cup, like during the commercials. Like I thought it was interesting because similar to how we have the Super Bowl and like all of those sponsors during the commercials, that's basically how this is too. So I found this to be interesting because although cricket's not commonly played in the United States, large name companies such as TikTok, Uber, and Coca-Cola are some of their biggest name sponsors. Some things I found interesting about cricket are that international matches can last from 1 to 5 days. And actually, the longest cricket match that was ever played was played in 1939 in South Africa and lasted 14 days. It was played between England and South Africa. The match was actually declared a draw because England's ship had to set sail the next day, so the players had to leave before the game even ended. That's why it was set as a draw. And then I always thought the first game that was played with a baseball and bat in the United States was baseball, but it's actually cricket. This is just some of the cricket equipment, so you can see the ball, like the today's ball that's used, and then the bat, and then the wicket with the bail on top of it. And this is just a uniform that's common in cricket. So it's just like a polo shirt, like long pants, and then like baseball caps to protect them from the sun. And then these are the sources I use. Thank you.